Good day, this is Samesh from One Song Away. This is day 2 of the Mastering Music Release Challenge. And we're just waiting for 6 o'clock for everybody to start. I'm sure we're going to get a few joiners today. I'm just actually going to the video and I'm going to share it to the group. So let's do that quickly. So let's see. One Song Away. I'm going to share it to our group here. That's the live. I'm going to post it there. And I'm going to post it to the One Song Away group as well. And there we are, 6 o'clock. So let's see where else I'm going to post it. And we just do a search. One Song Away. Let's see if I can find my own group. Not easy to find, I must say. Okay, we have. Welcome, Jessica. Welcome, I can't see on the screen, but that's fine. And we've got Locke joining today. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're just waiting for a few more minutes for a few more people to join, but welcome anyway. I hope you're having a good day. I'm just sharing it to the Facebook group at the moment. So you just bear with me. There we are. I found it now. I'm just putting it there. Okay, while we're waiting for maybe some more people to join us, can you just post in the chat, how are you doing today? How are we today? Is everybody having a good day? Just say hi. Where are you coming from? And we have Eva. It's fantastic. If you can put your video on so we can see your video at least, that'd be amazing. Everybody excited to learn some release strategies today. Get your questions answered. That's amazing. Day 2 of the challenge. Jessica, hello, all the way from Gozo near Malta. Wow, sounds exciting. Is it warm there today? Sunny? It's quite overcast here. I'm in East Grinstead in East Sussex, just south of London. And I'm having an okay day, but excited for today, excited to share some of this stuff with you. And let's take a look at some. Oh, I used to live in Tunbridge Wells, near Tunbridge. Yeah, it's just down the road from me, actually, about half an hour. Can you share one of your links, like maybe your website or your Spotify? I want to see what you're doing, what you're up for. It's the first time I've met you, I guess. Anybody else in the chat? Do you want to share some of your links? So we've got some of your links there. We can take a look at them maybe if we get a moment. Also start thinking of any questions that you have around the theme of releasing music online. And we can get those questions answered as we go through the presentation. Okay, I'm just getting my presentation ready. Let's do this one here. Let's move it into a new window. Okay, fantastic. Okay, welcome to the One Song Away, day 2 of the challenge, how to release music online and do it successfully while growing your tribe, growing your streams, and feeling satisfied with releasing your music online. Hello, Ava. Eva's website. Thank you. Thanks for sharing that. We'll take a look at that in a sec. I'm just going to play a short testimonial that I got from Scott and Maria.
Hi, yeah, we just wanted to say hi and, big thank you to Samesh for an amazing gathering. That's what it felt like being on the course. We got to network and meet loads of people who also, do what we do and make amazing soul music, and it was such a valuable community, which has continued. It's built some amazing friendships and incredible support, and everybody's really. I think it's also created a sense of like you're not alone. A lot of us artists are kind of always guided to keep doing what we're doing, even though sometimes it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you spending so much money doing this? And as an independent artist, it's not always easy. And yeah, being able to communicate with other artists who are also on the same journey and also facing the same things as you has been really enriching, and it's really given a really big heart support, and yeah, the course itself also had lots and lots of information, some of it which we're still digesting, and it's great because you can really pick out what works for you at any given time. So there's things on there that we know at some point we're going to do that we haven't done yet, and there's things that we've done that we've never done before which we've applied, like being a bit more organized with our planning for releases, and that's really helped, yeah, getting us a bit more organized. How have you found it?
Yeah, it's what Maria said, and Samesh brings such amazing enthusiasm and drive and energy to this, and like he holds the space so well, but he also gives us the push that we all need, because this isn't something any of us really enjoy. Let's be honest. But he makes it much easier, and yeah, and he's got so many ideas and so many resources, and his relentless energy is contagious.
It is contagious. You think, yeah, if he can do all that he does, then yeah, so can I. Like, who needs sleep?
Oh, yeah.
Just make music, promote, and keep going.
So yeah, book onto the course tomorrow.
So that's from Scott and Maria. They took part in one of my courses that I did in 2000, and actually 2021 was the first One Song Away course I did. And that happened after the lockdown. And we came to realize that, independent musicians came from this world where we were all, performing live, and then all of a sudden we were locked down and we had to get to grips with this whole online world. And I think the biggest takeaway that we got from this online community is that there are other musicians who are in the same place, who are overwhelmed, confused by social media, confused by the whole process of releasing music and how to be successful in the releasing of the music. And that it's quite a lonely sort of place to be, although we're always interacting with other people and interacting with fans, but actually being in a community of supportive musicians where you have access to have your questions answered, with strategies on how to be successful online, how to release your music online successfully, I think has been, it's been valuable to a whole lot of musicians. And so that's what we're sort of, so I'm promoting. My vision is a group of musicians who are doing great stuff in the world, that are bringing through these amazing songs, and that find the whole online thing quite challenging, and therefore would really benefit from a supportive community of musicians who can guide and help and share knowledge and share so support. So that's the biggest thing for me, is really how supportive we all have been in this little community of Sacred Sound musicians. So yeah, so this is Lena Yunes. She also took part in my One Song Away course. She says, taking part in One Song Away helped me feel confident enough to launch myself into the recording and release process, which I will always be so grateful for. The space was beautifully held by Samesh, and having a supportive group of people on the same path has been and continues to be invaluable. Again, there's that theme of a supportive group, which has been one of the biggest advantages, I think, for musicians who are on this path of releasing music online. And then that's Scott and Maria, you just heard from there. And this was Joy de Winter. I learned to find balance. Don't let technology rule you. Get creative. Use it as an art form. I learned a lot about social media platforms and how they work. We're so grateful to Samesh, and learned the way forward is together. This is Lydia. Lydia's also down the road here from me. She says, I'd really recommend this course to anyone starting out in a music career, or to anyone already in their music career who wishes to know more about how to navigate the music industry in these times, how to digitally market themselves and get their music reaching more ears and hearts. Samesh Jaswad has a wealth of knowledge in this area and a generosity of spirit, which makes for a really enriching experience. So those are some of the sort of feedback we've got from this One Song Away community.
Hi, yeah.
So yeah, so I'm going to do this presentation. This presentation is based on the 5 steps to a perfect music release. Obviously, no release is perfect. It can always be more perfect, always be better. But should we say it's as perfect as it is in this moment? So basically, when you do a release cycle can be anything from just uploading your music to Spotify and forgetting about it. That's it. It just happens, right? Or it could be like as complicated as a 6-week, multiple steps, multiple tasks sort of activity, and anything in between. And so this particular challenge, I just want to break down the whole overall step of releasing music and give you like a framework so that you can sort of get it into your mind what a release can be and where you are in terms of, are you a beginner releasing music, in terms of your strategies and how advanced you are online, are you intermediate or you're advanced, and give you different strategies for different levels that you're at. In this particular presentation, we're going to go through just like the beginner's strategies. And so just to start you off with some confidence, that you're confident in what you're releasing and how to release it. Because I think one of the biggest takeaways I've had and feedback I've had from various musicians is that, it's not just the fact of uploading your music to Spotify and, having it on there. You can do that, but that's quite underwhelming in terms of all the effort and time it takes to first of all, to write the song or get the song channeled or download, or whatever way you come up with your songs, you create your songs. And then the whole process of recording, practicing them, performing them, going through the recording process, the whole cost involved in that. And then you've got this amazing product and you just want to get it out there, right? You just want people to hear it, and you want it online so people have access to it because you've created this beautiful expression. And then what happens is you might rush the process, you put it out there, and then sort of, 5 people listen to it. You might share it with your mom and dad and they listen to it, but that's pretty much it. And then, that's just quite deflating, because the amount of energy and effort it takes to actually record this music and get it to the process where you can actually release it. So who in the chat, who has actually released a track? Just type in the chat who's actually released some music recently. Let's see. Anybody release music, or anybody releasing music coming up? Let's make this a little bit interactive. Not yet. Okay. So Ava, have you got any music to come up? Have you got a track ready? Anybody got tracks ready to be released? Jessica says, before with a friend, but not my solo stuff. And Ava says, next February, we'll be releasing an EP with 4 songs. 1 is almost recorded. Jessica says, I have a few ready to record. Okay, fantastic. So Ava, do you understand, or did you, I think probably a good idea, have you explored the concept of releasing singles as opposed to releasing albums or EPs? Do you understand the difference and, how, what the advantages and disadvantages are between releasing an EP or releasing a single? Actually, we did this discussion yesterday, and we went into generally quite in depth in the course that I did a couple of years ago, which I am in the process of recreating. We go into a little bit of detail about what the advantages are of releasing a track as opposed to releasing an album. So just a question from the people that are in the group. Why do you think you would release an album as opposed to a single? So Ava says, yeah, I thought of singles, but we wanted to give a sample of our songs, like a journey with 4 songs. We feel that people can get our universe better. Okay, I understand that. I understand that that's sometimes a feeling of wanting to do it that way. And actually, we discussed this in quite a lot of detail yesterday. So I'm going to ask you to listen back to yesterday's recording, which is in the Facebook group, which I'll show you in a sec. So generally, just to say, like the general idea is that people release singles as opposed to EPs. And I'll just give you a quick few reasons about that. Is that generally people, especially on Spotify, only listen to singles. So they get a single and then they put it on a playlist. They won't generally get 4 or 5 different songs and put it onto playlist. Also, it gives you more opportunity to get on editorial playlists when you release singles. Plus, it also gives you lots of opportunity to interact and create content for each single rather than just one album. It also gives you momentum. So you release one single, then you really, you've got 6 weeks or so until the release of the next single. So you've always got something new and something to offer your fans and something to look forward to. Generally, what happens when you release albums is that you release the album and then you have to wait like another year before you get more songs, and then you have to re-record. So that whole process sort of drops your momentum. You sort of lose momentum in terms of recording, getting ready, producing artwork, producing the single, getting the single out there, and then doing the next one, and just keeping that as like a habit. You're always in the process of promoting a single or putting something out there, rather than putting something out there, 4 or 5 singles as an album or EP, and then for a year you don't do anything. That's what we're trying to avoid, rather than trying to get a momentum going. Okay, Ava says, I'm not sure about it. Maybe single is better. I'll listen back to yesterday. Yeah. So if you're in the process of still making the decision, it's a very important decision to make right now. So really listen back to that recording and sort of get really clear on the reasons why you're doing an album as opposed to singles. The other reason why people got into the habit of producing albums was that people produce albums for CDs or records, which were like hour long. So that's why we had 10, 12 tracks for an hour and 10 minutes. And, because now people just release singles because they go onto Spotify, add it onto playlists. That's generally the idea. You're trying to get onto people's playlists, so your single gets repeatedly listened to and picked up by other people as well. Okay, great. So moving on. So like I said, in terms of when you plan your release or you're releasing music, you can release it in type of a beginner's way, or you can release it into intermediate sort of style or intermediate sort of skill level or an advanced skill level. Let's go through some of the beginner's guide or how to release music as a beginner. And a beginner is somebody, if you're new to releasing music, like you've never released music before, or maybe you release music like an album or something with somebody else like a year ago. You don't know what the new strategies are. You don't know how the ecosystem has changed, how social media has changed, how the online world has changed. And you've sort of got out of the habit of what to do to release the music. Okay, what's the best way to release the music and get it out there in the best possible way, taking into account your time and your effort and your money that you've got, available. So it's also if you don't have a lot of time. So you do a basic release. If you don't have a lot of time, so you've got you've got an hour a day or a couple of hours a day, so you're not going to spend a huge amount of time on it. You're going to do a very simple basic release. And also if you don't have a lot of budget, so you don't have a lot of budget to do loads of images or loads of videos or do loads of like Facebook ads, then this is also one of the style of release that you're going to do. So they're basically 5 easiest steps. I've broken them down, the whole release cycle, from the process of recording, mastering, mixing, to the post-launch, like oh, I've got it out there. I've done the best that I can. It's had some traction. I've grown my fans. I've grown my Spotify listens. I've got a few people on my mailing list and I feel good. Like, I'm happy. I put the best effort in for my release. So we're going to go through step 1 is the planning phase. Step 2 is a preparation phase. Step 3 is implementation. And step 4 is your launch. And step 5 is post-launch. So just a really easy, simple way to look at the whole process, divided into these 5 basic steps. Let's just go back to that. Like I said, just going to repeat that, each of these different phases can be highly complicated or they can be like super simple. Okay, so you don't want to, the main thing is you want to enjoy the whole process. You don't want it to become overwhelming. And you don't want it, you don't want to be stressed out by it. You want to be like, enjoy the whole process and, have a successful launch where you feel satisfied that the amount of time, effort, and, sort of circumstances you had, money you had in order to do the launch, you did the best you could with the circumstances that you've got. Okay, so this is the planning phase. The planning phase happens generally between 4 and 6 weeks before the release. Okay. You could do a short release, like the shortest release could possibly, if you're like we're focusing on Spotify, the shortest release could be like 2 weeks. So like you go to DistroKid or whoever your distributor is, you put in your track, you upload it, you pay your little bit of money, you put in your lyrics and put in your credits and stuff like that, and you press go, you set the date, and the date the soonest can be like 2 weeks. What that is, it takes 2 weeks for the distributor to distribute the track to all the different channels that the distributor is connected to. So like different distributors will be connected to different channels, but generally I think there's like over 100 different places for your music to go to. So that's why it takes 2 weeks. We're just welcoming Krisha. Welcome, Kisha. So it takes 2 weeks for the distributor to get it out to all these different channels. Some of the channels might be, for example, YouTube Music, Spotify, iTunes Music, Apple Music, all those different channels, basically. So what we're not talking about here, we're not talking about releasing music to SoundCloud. The SoundCloud release is just like you upload your music, bang, it's there. Also Bandcamp, you upload your music, bang, it's there. This is like totally separate. This is just like Spotify and the distribution channels. Okay, so why do I say 4 to 6 weeks? Because 4 to 6 weeks gives you enough time to do all the things that you need to do in order to release your music and have a satisfactory sort of experience with it. Okay, it gives you enough space, gives you enough time to do all the little parts that you can do, and that's generally how long it takes. Yeah, it actually just depends on the complexity. But also you don't want to like be releasing like every 2 weeks, like a new track every 2 weeks, It's just too hectic. There's too much to do. Also, you want to give your track, like your single, time to mature, and also like get out there, before you like bombard all your email lists and all your fans and stuff with a whole nother release. You want them to like really enjoy that release and really, just get the best out of it. Okay. So I hope you guys are learning lots. So take notes, but I can provide you with these slides as well. Okay. So in the planning phase, these are the type of activities you're going to be doing. Remember, this is like a basic release, so this can get more complicated than this, but this is like the basics, right? So first of all, you're going to be recording your track, you're mastering and mixing it. You decide on a budget. So this is where you're planning. You're like really good to put this stuff down on paper and have it really clear. When you have it down on paper, then you can review it at the end of the release, and then you can plan the next one based on the previous one, right? So and every time you release a track, you know, your circumstances might be different. You might have more money this time and less time, or you might have more time, less money. So all good things to put down on paper, so you're really clear, like, okay, this is what I'm doing. I've got a plan. It's only a 6-week plan or a 4-week plan. I know exactly what I'm doing every single day, and you plan it out step by step. So it could be simple plan, like just like put your budget there, the date that is going to be released, what you're going to do, or it could be like super detailed, like what I'm going to do on every single day. I'm going to do all these 5 things, blah, blah, blah. Okay. In this phase, you're also going to get a graphic designer. Okay. So you're going to get your graphic designer organized. Very important. Like either you're going to do the graphics, you're going to do Canva or something like that. Maybe you're a good designer, or you're going to have somebody design the artwork. The artwork is going to can be a whole number of different things, right? So you get the artwork done for the single, okay? When I'm talking about singles now, because that's generally the strategy. And you can also have like your Facebook banner, you can have your YouTube banner, you can have, and then different types of banners as well is really great, because obviously the more content that you can put out there, the more opportunities there are for people to get sort of. So we base our all this whole systems based on this system of growing your fan base and growing your music through a theory or a thing called know, like, and trust. Okay, so it's all part of know, like, and trust. And when I say know, like, and trust, I mean that in order to grow your fan base, in order to get people to know about your music, they need to know. Okay, so that's the first part, is know. So and you get to know people by posting stuff. It comes up in their feed. The more times you post your music or your sort of artwork, for example, the more people are going to see it. So the more people know about it. Obviously, also, you don't want to be posting the same thing every single day. That's why we have multiple like images. For example, in the countdown to a release, I might have an image saying, the first part would be like, okay, releasing this track, like coming soon, for example, like just building the excitement. And then you could release another image like a few days later saying, this track, whatever the name is, being released on the 23rd of July, for example. And then you've got maybe 10 days before the track release, you could do a countdown, right? So you could release an image with the single, the graphics, saying 10 days to go. And then you could do one 5 days to go. Then you could do one 2 days to go, 1 day to go, releasing tomorrow, and then released today, right now, right? So that, you know, that's why we do multiple graphics. We don't want to be, you know, posting the same image all the time. We want to make it like more exciting and give more people access to know you. And then you've got the like aspect. The like aspect of know, like, and trust is when somebody actually interacts with your posting, interacts with your music, interacts with your images or something like that, interacts with you in some way. That's the like. So now you've created, so somebody's actually seen, they've known you, they've seen multiple posts. Now they're actually interacting with you. That's the like part. And then as they become like more, you know, sort of interactive with you and they get to know you, you start creating that relationship with them, you create the trust aspect. So the trust aspect is created when, for example, somebody has seen your video, like maybe you create a music video, they see your video, then they see it again, and now they actually like clock it, because actually in marketing and in sort of social media terms, we say that it takes 12 times for somebody to see your name before they actually clock that you're a thing. Remember, we're constantly being bombarded by multiple, you know, inputs and overwhelming images and Facebook ads and different people's posts and stuff like that. So if you just posted your image once, you just get lost in that stream of consciousness, right? But now you've posted your image one day, then you post another image the next day. So the same person might see that image twice. They might see it 3 times, and then if they've never known you before, they might see it 12 times before they actually clock that you're a thing, right? So now you've got the know thing. Then they actually, once they've clocked, they're actually like, wow, okay, that's pretty cool. They like it. They press the like button or the love button, or they listen to the music, or they listen to the video. You might have done a little snippet. And now they've liked it. That's fantastic. And then the trust one comes when they actually make a comment. So now like they've commented on your video, right? So what do you do when somebody comments on your video? Okay. Do you just like ignore them? Like sometimes you go to a YouTube channel, you've got this amazing musician, go to their YouTube channel, and somebody's taken like a moment out of their time, like out of their, and they've put some love into the comment box, and they've said, oh, I really love this track. Thank you so much. And then the musician just ignores them, right? What a missed opportunity. So when you're beginning at the start, maybe when you like, once you've grown to a certain level where like you've got 100,000 stream or views on your thing and like 20 million comments, then it's hard to like, respond to every single comment. But in the beginning, every single one of those comments, while you're building up that fan base, while you're building up those connections, is really, really, really important. So you have to respond to every single comment. Oftentimes I go to like a video and I see the video's been there for like a year, like loads of people have commented on it and there's no replies to those comments. And it just means that the artist has just not fulfilled that function of trust, hasn't like really taken advantage of the opportunity of creating that trust with that person. Because the other thing is, other people are going to come to that video, they're going to see the comments, they can also see that nobody's responded to the comments, and so they sort of lose that trust is not established. But if you can respond to all those comments, then you can really nail down that trust element. Now you've done the know, you've done the like, and you've done the trust, and you've created that cycle of, sort of connection with your fans. And that fan's never going to forget you. Every time you post something, they're going to connect with you. Every time you post a video, there's way more chance of them listening to you if you've created that know, like, and trust sort of experience with them. So yeah, so that's about different images, etc. So the other great thing is if somebody, for example, you often get like on a Facebook post, for example, like 20 people like it, 5 people love it, right? If you really wanted to take this, if you want to take the time and really go to the ultimate, okay, a lot of those people they've known your stuff, they've seen your stuff, they've liked it, okay? Now to create the trust element, you can actually direct message every single person that liked that video and say, thank you for taking a moment out of your day to like my video. I really appreciate it. Like, how cool is that, right? You've taken full opportunity of every single person that's interacted with you, and you've taken that opportunity to take them from the know and the like to the trust. Now you're creating a community. You're building a tribe. And you are, as the artist putting your music out there, you're way more than an entertainer. Way more than an entertainer. You've got to look at yourself as a leader, as somebody that's bringing love. These people out there that are listening to your music, they're listening to your music from the place of, wow, like they're inspired by it. Sometimes it brings them healing. Sometimes it brings them love. Sometimes it brings them meditation. Sometimes it brings them connection with God, So you have a good social, like a really high social standing in their viewpoint. And when you interact with them, they really take it to heart and they really feel that. So, you need to be the leader in your community. You need to be the leader in your fan base. And that's how you're going to build up raving fans. Like I've seen some artists with fans that literally comment on every single post that they make. Like those are the type of fans you're trying to build, right? You want your fans to be so connected to you that every time they comment, you respond to the comments. And then because you get that love sort of exchange, that energetic exchange, they're going to be way more motivated to comment on every single video you do. They're going to be way more motivated to listen to the video. They're going to be way more motivated to, when you release a track, to save it and put it on a playlist and take that track and listen to it on Spotify, right? And even share it on their social media. Now, if you've got like, say you're an artist and you've got like 5,000 likes on your Facebook page, it literally means nothing, right? It means nothing. But say if you're an artist and you've got 100 raving fans that will basically listen and actually take action because you've put the effort into creating that connection with them. That's where we're trying to go. That's where we want to look to. So in this planning phase, sorry, I'm like completely went off on a tangent there. Sorry. So now we're going to go back to the planning phase. So in this phase, you're going to have your graphic designer. You're going to choose a distributor. Your distributors, obviously, loads of different distributors out there. Just get some interaction going. Who has a distributor? Who's already chosen a distributor? And if you have chosen a distributor, which one is it? I want to see in the chat. Thanks for posting your Instagram, Jessica. Who has chosen a distributor and which distributor is it? Okay, so Ava says she hasn't chosen a distributor yet. Kisha says she hasn't chosen yet. Okay. Think of a muse. Okay. Okay. So generally, like there are like 20 different distributors. Well, there's more. There's probably more distributors, right? So when you're choosing a distributor, guys, you want to each one will give you various like options. Okay. Some will be more expensive than others, right? For example, TuneCore take a percentage of all the revenue that you get from that track. Okay, so remember, when you upload your track to a distributor, they distribute it to Spotify. Every time somebody listens to the track, you get like 0.0022 cents or something like that for every listen, right? That money gets amalgamated, and when it reaches a certain point, it gets sent to the distributor. The distributor then sends it to you. Remember, they're also gathering the money for you, right? Excuse me. So certain distributors, for example, take a percentage of that taking. Like they may take like 5% or 10% of those revenue, right? So that's one thing to take into account. Is your distributor taking the revenue? The other thing is the distributor distributing to which channels? Okay. And then also there might be an upfront cost. For example, DistroKid, they will charge you a certain fee upfront for a year, but for that fee, you can upload as many songs as you want. You don't pay per song, right? There's different options when you upload each track, but generally on a basic like release, you don't pay for anything. So if you're releasing a whole lot of music in the year, then it might be like really advantageous to find a distributor that just charges you one amount and you can upload loads of tracks to them. So that's DistroKid, for example. So it's a really good idea to like just do some research and look at various distributors. Yeah, CD Baby, it was also a good one. But yeah, again, you need to look at the options and weigh up the options between the different distributors. And all you need to do is really go to YouTube and do a search for which distributor is best, or the top 10 distributors, and then just look at the top 3 or how much time you've got, and then decide on a distributor. Also, when you just launching music right at the beginning, really, really important that you choose the right distributor, right? Because you don't want to have to choose a distributor, launch a single with them, and then decide, oh, you actually don't like them, you want to choose somebody else. Now you've got your music on two different sort of platforms, and now like for example, your stats are not amalgamated. Okay, so that's what's nice. If you have your actually with Spotify, they are amalgamated, but like I think you get extra stats from different distributors. Basically, you just want to have all your tracks with one distributor. So make sure you do that. That couple of important decisions you need to make. One is to release an album or single. That's very important. And also 2, your distributor, which distributor you're going to make, right? So really important decisions to make. CD Baby is good. Do you have one you recommend? So personally, I've only released music through excuse me, DistroKid, and I found them really good. Like really, really good. Like no problem, really simple, really easy. So I can't like recommend any others besides DistroKid. They work really well for me. They charge you one amount, they don't take a commission, and it's very easy to set up. So I'd recommend DistroKid. That's just for me. But also just do a little bit of research and just check out some of the others. Make sure the cost, you're happy with the cost of it. Make sure you're happy with all the different options that they give you, because they are slightly different. Okay, cool. Okay, so social media systems. So you're going to look at your social media systems. Make sure your Instagram is up to scratch. Make sure your Facebook page is nice. You've created a Facebook page, for example. Make sure you've got a YouTube channel, so that's in your planning phase. And then you're going to set the goals for your release. Like, what is your release goal? Like, or how are you going to know that this is a successful release? It's really, really important to set a goal. Okay, so how you set your goal is you take into account, okay, how many followers do I have on Instagram right now? Okay, I've got like 10 followers, or 1,000 followers, or 10,000, and I'm going to release, and I want to grow my Instagram by 1,000 followers, or want to grow my Spotify by 500 followers or fans or whatever it is, right? So have some type of goals, write them down, have them really clear, and you want 5,000 streams by the 31st of July. Like, try put a date in there as well, really important. So then planning phase, you're also going to finalize your release images. So that's, again, after you've decided on your graphic designer, whether you're going to do it yourself or you're going to have somebody else do it for you. Yeah. So that's the planning phase. Any questions on that? Planning phase, ladies and gents. Remember, 4 to 6 weeks before your release. Yeah, why is it important to have a goal? Because you start to get an idea of what is possible. Okay, like if you don't have a goal, it's like, I don't know, has anybody done any personal development ever? Like, they're always saying, like, make a goal, because it gives you something to aim for. Okay, it gives you something to focus on, gives you something when you're waking up in the morning, you're like, oh, like you totally forget about your release, you're distracted by life. And then you remember, oh my God, I set this goal, and sometimes it just puts into motion like another energy. Yeah, it's just like the point is that people who set goals achieve more than people that don't. That's the basic. I don't know. It's like all metaphysical stuff, I don't know. Like, who knows what all the reasons are. But I guess the other thing is, like, unless you know what where you're going, how do you know what to do to get there? We could do a whole webinar on goals. I think I'll probably do that in the course, right? And we could do a whole thing on goals. But just put it this way: if you have a goal, you've got something to aim for, then you can also look at, okay, so my goal was to get 1,000 subscribers on Spotify. You look back, like, after you've done the release, and you got like 500 subscribers. Now okay, so I put in this amount of effort and I got this result. Okay, but if you don't ever like plan that, if you don't ever think about that and put some effort in, you don't really know, right? So then you can say, okay, so the next release I'm going to do, I know I've got more time, or I've got less time, and I'm going to aim for 500. And then also when you achieve that goal, there's a sense of satisfaction. There's like so many different positive sort of benefits of setting a goal. I don't know. Does that make any sense? I could be just, but yeah, that is like this super clear. Okay, just set a goal. Coach says, set a goal, set a goal. Okay. So here we go. So step 2 is the preparation phase. Okay. So this is 3 to 4 weeks before the release. So in the preparation phase, you're going to decide, you're going to confirm your artwork. Okay. Let's just see. Yeah. You don't want to put, like, in terms of goal, you don't want to put pressure on yourself, but it's not about pressure. It's just like giving your mind something to focus on. Cool. Okay, so in the preparation phase, you're going to get your artwork clear. Okay, you're going to make sure you have all your artwork. You're going to put it into a folder. Okay, get ready for release. You don't want to, while you're releasing your track, think about, okay, and now I have to create a Facebook cover, and what I'm going to think about that. You want to have all that stuff ready to release and to upload. Okay, try and get that all ready before you enter the implementation phase. Okay. So this is also when you're going to upload your track to your distributor, because it's mixed and mastered. You had it mixed and mastered in the planning phase, and you're going to create something called a pre-save. Does anybody know what a pre-save is? Let's see in the chat. Jessica says no. Ava says no. Okay. So basically what a pre-save is, like what happens when you upload your track to DistroKid, for example. DistroKid, I'm going to give you a little tag or a little number called the USC number. Now you can use that USC number because now that track is always tied to that USC number. Now you can take it to, and I think DistroKid actually creates a pre-save for you, but you can get other websites that do it as well. Now you take that number, okay, and it basically creates like a landing page, which is, it has the image of the track plus a link that says save on Spotify. Different pre-saves have different links on. So you could example, it could be simple as save my track on Spotify. And what it does is you can promote the link, the pre-save link. So for example, if you post on your, say you're posting on your Facebook feed or your Instagram, the image of the track, and your image says track name, the artwork coming soon. Then let's say this is on Facebook. Below that, you're going to put maybe a little story about the track, like where it's coming from. I'm really excited, whatever your text is. And then below that, you're going to put your link to your pre-save. And what that allows people to do is click on the pre-save. It takes them to a page. On that page is the picture of the artwork for the track, and a little link that says save pre-save on Spotify. So when they click on that link, okay, it automatically adds the track to their Spotify account, okay? And so when the track is released, it automatically is available on their Spotify account. Okay, what it allows you to do is you can start promoting your single, your track, way before it actually gets released. That's why we also take 4 to 6 weeks before the release, right? Because that gives us way more time to get that pre-save out to the world, and it gives you way more opportunity for people to pre-save it, so that when it becomes available, it's automatically in their Spotify, okay? And it'll actually notify them that the track is live. Because remember, like if the only thing you do is you post your link about the track on the day that it's released, you can only access a certain amount of people. But you do the same thing over the course of 30 days, you can access 30 times the amount of people. Okay, so it just gives you way more sort of expansive sort of access to more people. So everybody definitely just do we can do a search now. In fact, that would be a good idea. Like there's so many different companies that do pre-saves. Let's just do a quick look. Okay, let's take a look. So let's say pre-save for Spotify single. Yeah, pre-save. Okay, so free pre-save link maker, that's one there. That's listen.to. Linkfire, that's another one that I've seen a lot of Linkfire. Create free Spotify pre-save links, the Music Gateway, that's another one. Help pre-saving, so that's with Spotify. I don't know if they do them themselves. Emu bands, how do I set up a pre-save on Spotify? So yeah, so there's a whole lot of different pre-save IO. That's another one. I've seen that quite a bit as well. So pre-save campaign for Spotify, Apple Music, and Deezer. So you get started. Like some of them are going to charge you, and some of them will be free. So that's the thing. Like the ones that charge you, for example, this one here, upcoming artists, $9 or €9 a month. These are all the different options it gives you. Obviously, everybody wants you to pay for something. And if you pay more, you get more options, obviously. But those are all the things it gives you. So it gives you Spotify, Apple, and Deezer pre-save, one page simultaneously, up to 1,000 saves per campaign. Artist follow, auto preview, release day emails, campaign reports, out now smart links, growth tool campaigns. Okay, I can go into all of that, but we don't have time. So yeah, so basically, you know, you need to have a pre-save. It's absolutely, it's quite essential. And that means when you go to, for example, here, so if we go to, let's see if we can see a pre-save in action. You'll normally find like an artist will, like before the release, they will, you know, share their pre-save. My Facebook's not working. Let's see if we can find a pre-save. See, this is a pre-save, right? Check out. So it gives you this like landing page, and then it gives you different options to add the music, right? So this track has actually just been released. So the pre-save will actually just take you directly to that link. Okay, so if you want to promote your music, instead of promoting just the Spotify sort of link, you're going to promote your pre-save link, and that's going to give people options, like options to save it on Spotify, options to iTunes. Here also like the Bandcamp, so people can actually buy the track, and then give you people options to go to like another, you know, another track, for example. So here now is a good one. I really like that one. You can also there's a follow link there, there's a share save, so that's really, really cool. So let me just share my screen again, and let me go to here, and let me go slideshow. Okay, and I think we've gone a bit far there. Okay, preparation. Okay, so you're going to do your pre-save. Sorry. Here we go. Okay, upload your track to distributor, create your pre-save. Then you're going to announce your release on socials. And you're going to send an email to your mailing list. Okay, remember the very basic release. And then, excuse me. And then we're going to do implementation, but I'm going to go into that tomorrow. And then the launch, and then a few things to do in the launch, and then the post-launch. So those are all the different steps. Let's just remind you of all the steps. Remember, we've got the planning phase, we've got a preparation phase, implementation, launch, and post-launch. So I'm going to go into the implementation tomorrow, more detail about that, and then I'm going to go into the launch tomorrow, the day after, and then for Friday, we'll do post-launch. Okay, fantastic. So that's already coming to the end of the hour. Does anybody have any questions? I want to take a look at some of your links. Okay, has that been valuable to everybody? Excuse me. Okay. So yeah, I'm just going to quickly, thank you guys. I'm going to quickly just take a look at some of your releases, your links. If you need to go, that's fine too. I'm going to just look at here, and this was Ava. Okay. Camarigua Music. 1,200 followers. American heart medicine music. We sing for us to remember, an invitation to open oneself segments. Yeah, so that's really good. It's really good to have a link tree. Like everybody should have a link tree, right? Really good to have a link tree. You got website, Telegram, newsletter, Facebook. That's fantastic. Really good to have your link tree up there. You can actually put some, like, what's really nice is what I've seen work really well on the tabs here is to put like just some colorful emojis. That's really nice. It just really draws people's eyes there. I like what you've done here: songs and ceremonies, tribe, concert, studio. That's nice. Wow. So that's a nice image. Really cool. That's really cool. Are those your paintings? Is that your painting, Ova? Nice images, eh? They're cool. Imagine being able to paint like that. Okay. Wow, you're getting good interaction. Like, look at that. Like 306 you know, sort of likes. That's a lot of interaction. That's amazing. That's really, really cool. So you've got a very engaged audience. See all these here, yeah? See these comments here? Some okay, that's your comments, I understand. So this comment here, you've got to at least like it. You've definitely you probably have, okay. But I would definitely reply saying thanks. I reply to every single one of these. Even if they're just like hearts, I would still reply to them. I would still, like, somebody's taken their time to put a heart there. I would still reply to those and try to build up that trust, you know. So yeah, I would reply to all of these. Okay, so you just create that trust. Try, you know, keep on building that trust. Like these all can be replied to. You know, if you are really like if you were really like into this, you could go here and, you know, you could follow these people, or you could just like message them, I guess. And yeah, maybe that's a bit much. I don't know. Depends on how much effort you want to put in, really. And then yeah, that's cool. So yeah, why do you think this one got like so much interaction? It'd be interesting to know. Yeah, can I ask you, why do you think that one got so much interaction as opposed to the others? Wow, that's beautiful. Only for sharing the sound. Yeah, it is sharing sound. Yeah. Beautiful. Are you singing? Is this Spanish? Hey. Yeah, so I think it'd be great to like you say, have, if you have the translation in English as well, so people, you know, people can access your, you know, can sort of get the English thing as well. Yeah, definitely you don't have the translation for English, that'd be really cool. But yeah, your Instagram looks cool. Really nice. Really, really nice. And you're getting lots of like really good interaction, like 115 likes. That's really cool. Really good. Very nice. Yeah, cool. Keep building. That's great. Yeah, you got to release some music now. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I definitely write the post in English. Okay, I want to take a look at somebody else's. Let's see. Do we have any other links? Lady Jessica. Let's take a look at Jessica's. Cool. That's interesting. Little icons there. Jessica's a mama. Dance, cacao, and cool. Very nice. Yeah, also good interaction. Very good interaction. That's great. Cool. Is there any, let's see, video? Let's see, reels. Let's see. Yeah. Great. So Jessica, make sure you respond to all these comments. Yeah, really important. Like here, these comments here. Okay, you need to respond to them. Sharing. Every single one of these are a great opportunity.
Let's kiss this earth we walk upon.
It's a nice overlay.
Without step. She shines in the silence of your mind.
Beautiful, really beautiful. Well done. Cool. Where are you? Is this like Ibiza or something? Where is it? Gozo. Where's Gozo? I've never heard of it. Oh, in Malta. Yeah, I remember now. So beautiful. Like you can really fill this feed with beautiful pictures of the sunset and playing outside in such a beautiful environment. Yeah, so you've got like 52 posts. So you can really, guys, you can really like, Instagram is where it's at the moment. So you can go for it on Instagram. Like Instagram's fantastic for musicians, yeah? All these you should reply to. But this was done May the 11th. So yeah, you really need to just keep it up to date. That was the last, May the 8th, May the 8th, May the 8th, May the 6th, April. So you've sort of lost the momentum, Jessica. You need to get back on it. Okay, I want to see a post at least every day. Like every day, you guys, if you want to build your fan base, you want to be doing a story every single day. Like there's no reason why you can't do a story. You can take like 20 videos in one day, 20 photos, and just get a little bit organized and spend half an hour each day on your social media. Just half an hour, that's all you need to do. Put aside the time, sit down and say, okay, every day I'm going to do 10 minutes, half an hour, whatever it is. Block aside that time and build up your content when you're doing cool stuff. And then you've got that content to release on the times when days are not good, right? And the other thing you can do is, which I find is very, very cool. You can actually, I did a video about, I'm going to find a few, one sec. Are you still looking at my screen? No, you're not. Okay. Let me find this video for you and I'll post it in the thing. It's an app called Reposter. So often days, like there's days when you just don't have like really, you don't have anything to post, or you run out of stuff to post. Then I've been using this app called Reposter, and it's absolutely brilliant. You can actually take like, stuff that people don't mind you sharing off their feed, stuff that like inspires you, and share it. It's like super, super, super cool. I'm just gonna find it for you and then I'll post that for you. Sorry. Where is it? So yeah, if there's any other questions, this would be a good time to ask, and then I'll close it down. It's like already an hour past. I don't want to make these videos too long. Let me see my videos. Okay, here we go. Okay, so this is a cool app called Reposter. Okay, this is it, yeah. I got this video. I'll put it in the chat box.
Hey, this is Samesh from
Make a
Once
note
on
of
the
it.
Way Sacred Sound community, and today I want to show you a great app that I found. Oftentimes when I'm posting on Instagram or I'm using Instagram, I go through days where just basically nothing happens, and I find it hard to find content. Sometimes I come across content that I really want to share. Use this app. This one seems to work quite well. It's called
So it gives you
Reposter.
exact instructions
Repost for
on how
Instagram. It's got
to,
this
how to
little
use it.
cancel it.
But basically
access.
allows you to
You swipe
repost
up
materials.
at the top right hand
uninspiring.
side, which is this.
The exact instructions on how to do it.
Then it's going to
Okay.
ask you repost would like to post from Instagram.
Okay, so I hope everybody's enjoyed
Yes.
our little webinar
Our
and
pace.
day 2 of the challenge. Have you learned something? I haven't wasted your hour.
And here's the post. Okay, so it might take a bit of time to come up,
Great.
but you click
Have
on
a
the
great
post,
day and we'll see you tomorrow. Thank you, Ava. Thank you, Jessica.
click on the post.
Have a good day. Bye.